Welcome to COM 100. Although we don't have our first face-to-face meeting until later this week, I wanted to take just a few moments to say hello and review the syllabus with you. This way, we can use our class time to get started on the good stuff. My name is Tracy Powers, and I'm one of the communication instructors here at the college. I'm also the director of our Center for Teaching and Learning at CAC. If you've used the Learning Center before for students, think of it as a learning center for our faculty. I've been teaching at CAC since 2003, and I've taught at a few other colleges. I'm an Arizona native, born in Mesa and raised in Phoenix, where I still live with my husband and 2 boys. And I did a lot of things before I decided to teach. I worked in advertising while living in Los Angeles. I worked in the construction industry. And then when I decided I wanted to travel around the world, I took a job as a flight attendant for an airline that mostly did military flights. So we took soldiers and their families to bases all over the world. Now you come to this class knowing something about communication. It's impossible not to. But we'll take our time to focus more in-depth on multiple areas of human communication. We'll learn about some basic communication theory, and then work on specific skills such as listening, public speaking, and communicating better when we work in groups. We'll also spend a little bit of time talking about communication and relationships. As an introductory course, it's a sampler of what communication is all about. I loved studying communication in school, and I still find it fascinating to learn more about how people communicate. 2 areas that really interest me are how the way we communicate might be changing due to technology, as well as intercultural communication, or how different cultures communicate. I'm looking forward to hearing more about what interests you. Now, let's take a look at the course syllabus. The first thing I want to point out is that this is a hybrid course. What this means is that although we only meet once a week, we'll make up that class time online. You can do that at your own pace, but assignments will still have due dates. In this syllabus, you can click on these icons to move around and learn more. Here's my contact information. I try to be very available to my students. The best way to reach me is to either email me or use our class texting system to send me a text. You can also call my office phone or come and see me in T211. My office hours are posted in the Contact and Structures section of Blackboard. Syllabus is the course outcomes. Read these over because these are the things that you should be able to do once you complete the course. These are the topics and skills that the district requires us to teach in the course. The survey I had you fill out will allow me to know better which topics are most important to you, and that will help me plan our classes. Next is the textbook. Textbooks are expensive, and often students don't even use them very much. You will definitely need to read this one in our class, and it's free. It's available online, or you can download a PDF copy. Don't print the whole thing. It will take up way too much paper. I also list the technology requirements for the course, and there's a little quiz you can take to see if you're suited for an online course. Although we do meet face-to-face, this course does require you to be an online student part of the time. Take a few moments to review these requirements and make sure you're all set, and let me know if there are any problems. Here are the assignments and the grading scale. Each week there will be activities that allow you to work through the online material. The point here is that you'll work through the material on your own, and then I'll reinforce the material with activities and discussion when we're together in class. There's also a group project, which allows us to learn more about how groups communicate, and of course everybody's favorite, the speech. I promise to make this as painless as possible. You will be very well prepared, and being unprepared is the #1 reason people are nervous when speaking. I do also want to point out that you're free to challenge any grades, but you must do it within 1 week of it being posted in Blackboard. Please don't wait until the end of the semester when you're concerned about your final grade before you come talk to me. I want to point out that I will grade all assignments within 1 week of the due date. If you don't see a grade by that time, please check in with me. Now let's talk about the class policies. Attendance is very important since we only meet 14 times during the semester. If you miss more than 1 class, you'll not be able to pass the course. Please contact me immediately if you're running into trouble. You must also be active online. If you don't submit an activity or an assignment for a full week, that also will count as an absence. Remember, 2 absences and you cannot pass the course. As I mentioned earlier, email and text is the best way to reach me. If you do reach out, please check to see if I've responded because I'm pretty fast to respond. If you don't see anything within 24 hours during the week or 48 hours on the weekend, contact me again. I probably missed it or didn't receive it. The late policy is very important for you to understand. Although things happen and we all have multiple priorities, I do expect that since you registered for the course, it's a relatively high priority for you. You're free to turn in assignments late, but you will receive a 1% deduction for every 30 minutes it's late. After 48 hours, however, you will receive 0 points. Most assignments submitted to Blackboard will be due at midnight unless I've stated otherwise. If something major does come up, you may request a one-time extension for one assignment. I may or may not grant this exception, so use this request wisely. If you find yourself getting behind, the best thing to do is to talk to me as soon as possible. Once due dates have passed, there isn't much I can do to help. I'll let you read the behavior policies on your own. Generally, just be considerate of others. Refrain from talking when others are talking. You'll see how distracting this is when you're giving your own speeches. Also, think about how the messages you send to others might be interpreted. You may have meant it one way, but others might interpret it differently. This is all part of competent communication. As I mentioned earlier, please take the time to read the syllabus on your own, particularly the policies that I did not highlight, such as the plagiarism policy and the school assistance for accommodations. The syllabus will always be kept up to date in Blackboard and any changes will be announced. If you have any questions, and I welcome them, bring them to our first class meeting. I'm looking forward to meeting you.